Alrighty guys, what is going up? Welcome back to another episode. Now in today's episode, we're going to be talking about the top stocks to buy in 2020 for long term. We often call out trades swing trades, so I thought this would be a fun video to make to show some long-term stocks that I think are worth it to buy this year. So now that jump into it, if you guys have any questions, go ahead and ask them down below. Also, if you guys want to sign up with Moomoo, you guys can get a free stock, and it greatly appreciates the channel. That will be down below for you guys. So now roll the intro, let's go. Bam! Alrighty guys, so the very first one here is ticker symbol TSLA. This is the one and only Tesla. So I think that Tesla does have a ton of long-term potential. The downside of this stock right now is they don't pay a dividend, and it's pretty expensive to get into. You gotta pretty much put down $1,000, $940 to get into this position. Now, a lot of people say that they can see Tesla going to $7,000 per share. I do hope that to happen. I think that would be awesome. The thing about Tesla though is you have Elon Musk. Elon Musk is a good thing for Tesla because he is literally a genius, and he's one of the best, creative minds that the world has ever seen. And the downside of Tesla is Elon Musk. He is always in the news for doing something or saying something he's not supposed to. He's been fined for millions of dollars multiple times. So don't be surprised if you guys buy Tesla and then, he says something and then it goes down in value a little bit. As long as you guys believe in the company, you hold it for a long time, I do think that Tesla is going to be a big time player. But some resistance here is around 960. Support is at this 90 moving average line. So if you guys want to jot that down. But right now, we are just slowly climbing up to those highs. So I do think that there is still a lot of long-term potential. But right now, I do think we'll get some sort of sell-off here. It is, a little overvalued on the RSI, and it's a little overvalued price-wise. But long-term potential, this will be a good stock to have. So the second one here is the one and only Amazon. I did make a video the other day talking about why I'm buying a share of it. I called this stock out at around $2,500. The thing about this one is it does just have this beautiful upward trend, and there's no real clear signs of resistance. The only resistance is all the way down here that it's hit, sold off, hit, sold off. And now that old resistance is now new support for this stock. But realistically, do I think it's going to come to $2,000 again? I don't see it happening. I do think that this is going to be another good stock to get into and not look at it for a couple of years. The downside of Amazon is they don't pay a dividend, but they do always have a very good growth. They always beat the S&P 500, Dow Jones, and the NASDAQ. So this is a great stock to get into, and I do think there is still a lot of potential with Amazon going to developing countries. Right now, really, Amazon only dominates North America. So imagine what they could do if they went overseas. So I do think there's still a lot of potential here. This stock could definitely hit $3,000 within a couple months, realistically. The second one here is Facebook. I understand a lot of you don't like Facebook, and I kind of see it. There's some resistance here at around 218, but right now we're slowly climbing up to the 250 mark. It's just a matter of time here. The thing about Facebook is Facebook has been in the news before about leaking information, so stuff like that happens. It's just kind of the name of the game with this. I believe it was right around this time when the stock fell around 16% in a single day. But this stock is definitely a little more volatile with the up and down. It's really trading kind of sideways if you look at it, but it does have a little growth here as well. They don't pay a dividend, which kind of sucks, but this stock still does have long-term potential due to they do own a lot of companies. They do own Instagram, which they bought for about $1 billion, and once they made it Facebook and held it for a little bit, it is now worth about $75 billion. So I do think here there's still a lot of long-term potential with this stock. I would not be surprised to see this stock hit $300 by the end of this year. And another thing is this stock, did get a little affected by this whole kind of recession, which is kind of surprising because their revenues are pretty good because more people are actually going online and they're not being able to work. So it's kind of an interesting concept on why this whole stock fell so much. So now the next one here is Beyond Meat. This is more of a riskier stock in my opinion. The reason why I like this one is I think this is going to be like the Tesla of vegetarian meat. So I do think there is a ton of long-term potential with this stock. Definitely a ton of upside. This stock has definitely gone up to around 239, sold off. This was more of a hype run right here before we actually kind of got some major sell-off and some real values on this stock. But I do think a good buy for this. I do think it might be a little overvalued right now. I think a fair buy is around 220 to 230. That's realistically, but the stock could definitely, be a big gainer in the future. So the last and final one that we're going to talk about is AMD. AMD, I did call this stock out when it was at $19. Way back in the day when I first started this channel, this was one of the first stocks that I got into. So the thing about this one is this one has a ton of growth. In 2019, this stock went up 158%. And then this year really didn't get, a lot of sell-off. The stock was actually going up. It did fall down to about 36, and then it's right back up to the highs. So do I think it can continue this growth? Realistically, I think people are only going to get more and more dependent on computers, and AMD makes computer parts. So I do think there is still a lot of long-term potential. No dividends with the stock, so all of you dividend guys, this was not a dividend video. This was more of a growth video. There's still a lot of other great stocks, so these are just the top 5 that I'm looking at. I really wanted to make something other than like ETF videos or something along those lines, because a lot of people just put their money in ETFs, but I do think there's still opportunity in a handful of stocks. So that is it though. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode, and if you guys did, make sure you guys smash the like button. We'll see you guys tomorrow in another episode. Remember to stay safe, stay positive. We'll see you guys tomorrow, guys. Take care. Bam!